So what's your name?
Derek Peterson.
Taylor Knob.
My name is Zach.
And where are you from?
Pennsylvania.
York, Pennsylvania.
Okay, and how would you say that Germanization has affected Pennsylvania?
People eat sauerkraut.
I don't know. Well, in the city of Philadelphia, there are actually a lot of germs going around.
How's your German?
My German? 9.
I know none.
Not very good.
I don't need a passport to walk on this earth. Anywhere I go, cause I was made of this earth. I'm born of this earth. I breathe of this earth. And even with the pain, I believe in this earth. So I wake up every morning and I'm stepping on the floor. I wake up every morning and I'm stepping out the door. I got faith in the sky, faith in the one, faith in the people rocking underneath the sun. Cause every bit of land is a holy land, and every drop of water is a holy water, and every single child is a son or a daughter of the one earth mama and the one earth papa. So
To say the least, the debate over immigration in America is
He
heated.
should have been deported, and this mayor and the police chief didn't deport him.
And anti-immigrant sentiment is often the most fervent.
But if you break into my country, you know what? I'm going to take your DNA, and I'm going to put you on a plane, and I'm going to send you the hell back to your frickin' country.
It's in the 80% percentile of people in this country that have had a gutful of the illegal alien invasion that's coming in here.
But as Vanessa Beasley explains in her book, Who Belongs in America, fear of the immigrant has always been a part of the American experience. We hear a lot about immigration on TV. Talking heads debate the effects of immigration on crime.
The hundreds of thousands of criminal illegal aliens in the United States
show young immigrant Mexican men are substantially less likely to commit serious crimes than young men born here.
Public health.
Illegal aliens are carriers of the new strain of human swine avian flu from Mexico.
Well, yes, you are a racist. Exactly how does that apply, though, to the people who the Centers for Disease Control confirmed actually carried the swine flu from Mexico to the U.S.? A group of Catholic school students from New York City who spent spring break in Cancun.
The economy.
Undercutting wages and jobs for low-skilled Americans and legal immigrants.
An incredible boon for companies.
And of course, Benjamin Franklin's fears of a cultural takeover have still not left us.
The one I describe as the cult of multiculturalism inside the United States. This is a dangerous thing.
Despite the confusion of the talking heads,
The two of us, we're just a bunch of 4-year-olds.
the majority of scholarly research on immigration stands in stark contrast to anti-immigrant sentiment. In contrast to common perception, a rapidly expanding literature reports that immigrants are less criminally involved than their native-born counterparts. Anti-immigrant rhetoric and policy have often been framed by an explicitly medical language, one in which the line between perceived and actual threat is slippery and prone to hysteria and hyperbole. Consistently, this research has led to the conclusions that immigration is not a major determinant of labor market outcomes for natives. In fact, in the history of America, only one group of immigrants has ever come and spread diseases, destroyed local cultures, and murdered innocent inhabitants. Like most issues in America, the issue of fixing our broken immigration system has become highly politicized. The problem with this type of debate is that it leads to a political whitewash. We're barraged with manipulated facts and figures, ambiguous wording, and the opinions of people with no legitimate area of expertise.
To use those nuclear weapons, it is that important. Can we talk about Afghanistan?
In the political world, a decision is rarely agreed upon. When we view immigration through a solely political lens, we'll never agree on how to solve the multitude of problems plaguing our current immigration system. But immigration is more than a political issue. It's a human issue. Our current immigration system separates families, destroys dreams, and ignores the inequalities it helps create. To conduct research about undocumented citizens without actually consulting them involves a kind of uncritical ethnocentrism that is a perversion of anthropology's putative aims as a distinct mode of inquiry. To find out more about the human cost of immigration, I came here, to the Hope Community Center in Apopka, Florida. I met with kids from the Sin Fronteras youth group. The group is made up of both documented and undocumented students, all of whom have a passion for fighting for the rights of undocumented immigrants in Apopka and across America. One of the group's main goals is to pass the DREAM Act, a bill that would allow qualifying students to earn temporary citizenship and from there earn permanent citizenship by completing a 2 or 4 year degree or 2 years in the military.
My name is Sergio. I came here when I was 11 years. I was lucky because I came with my documents. I didn't have to walk through the desert days and nights and fear all those dangers out there that some people have to pass through. And some people have to do that because they have the need. They are looking for better opportunities of education in the United States, which maybe in our countries we don't have it as much as we can have it in here. And I think there's nothing wrong with coming here and looking for something good for us and trying to make a good difference in here if we're not doing anything bad to anybody or we're not taking somebody else's things from them. We just want to get something for us.
To fully understand why people immigrate to America, it is important to understand where they're coming from. Many of the students I spoke with remember impoverished conditions in their birth country and feared having to return to such a harsh lifestyle. In many Central and South American countries, these conditions have been worsened by U.S. agricultural policies. The enormous subsidies provided to American farmers allows them to employ superior technology. And with the passage of NAFTA, imported corn, pork, and produce has overrun foreign markets that don't receive so much government assistance. While the economic fears of deportation are significant, they hardly compare to the fear of lost loved ones and broken dreams.
The only thing I want to do is to be in the arms of someone who believes in me.
My name is
Like I
Rollins.
believe in you.
So she's my sister. For me, it's so hard to say I have papers and she don't have it. It's so hard because I don't know, one day the ICE or whatever names take my family. People cry and scared. You never when somebody take to family and
My name is Zenaida. A lot of students like me want to go to college. I want to be a nurse and I want to that my dreams come true. A lot of people, a lot of students have the same dreams like I, and they want to change their lives and without no having papers, we think like we are nothing, and it's too hard. You see a lot of students that they are from here and they don't approach. I want to make a big change to all of students like me that we don't have papers, but we keep going, and I just want to say that we're gonna fight because we don't want our dreams. I don't want my dreams just fall apart and doing nothing.
Just believe in me like I believe. Hey world, what you say? Hey world, what
Our current immigration laws side greatly with American business, complicit in the exploitation of undocumented citizens. While thousands of undocumented immigrants are deported every year, in 2008, just 3 employers were fined for using undocumented laborers. In many regions of the U.S., undocumented labor has even become a source of pride. In an essay about undocumented labor in the United States, Kitty Calavita explains, So valuable has this source of cheap labor become that the chambers of commerce in U.S. border cities of the Southwest used to advertise its availability in an attempt to lure industries to the area. We cannot begin to fully understand the implications of immigration policy until we understand the constant struggles and inhumane treatment that our undocumented population endures every day.
Don't give up on me, won't give up on you. Just believe in me like I believe in you.
My name is Ellie. I was born in Mexico, Guerrero, Mexico. I came here when I was 11 years old, and that, what started me is just like, hey, like I have to stand up for my rights, because if nobody does it, who will, So I make my promise to myself that I will fight until this passes, or until something happens to me, and that hopefully nothing happens. I have struggled along, the way, of trying to go to college, trying, to drive, and that's the most important thing. I cannot drive, I cannot go anywhere, I cannot participate in too much things because I cannot drive. Nobody can drive me out because they don't have a license. I cannot have a license, I cannot apply for a license because it's really hard, and I'm undocumented and I don't have the papers to do that. So I struggle along getting rides, driving my bike all the way from my from my house to here. It takes it's a lot of, not a lot of miles, but but it's hard, and my bike was stolen, and it's hard, to get someone to drive me up here, and it's just so hard. And so I decided, hey, I cannot stand this up anymore. I have to stand up and do what is right, because this is wrong. And not only for myself, but for my brothers, and who cannot go to college because they're undocumented as myself. Me, graduating with no hope of going to college. We cannot continue having 65,000 students every year in the United States graduating and not going to college because they have a dream. And we don't. I heard one of my friends say, they wanna, if they cannot continue going to college, they want to, just kill themselves or do something. They get into this big of stressful. We're not aliens. We're nothing like that. We're not illegal, because no human is illegal. We're undocumented, but we don't want people to call us aliens or illegal, because it's just not the word to use, because we're people the same they are people. I have read really bad comments sometimes on the internet about why don't the kids go back to their country, they don't belong here, and everything like that. It just breaks my heart, and it's just like, you don't understand, you don't know what we're going through, It's pathetic, to be saying that. Get into our shoes and walk with us and see the struggle that we struggle, the fear of not coming out. But I'm saying to you, we're coming out and we're walking and we're saying we believe in this cause. We want to the Dream Act to pass, because it's really important, not only for me, but for everyone.
In the 60s, Martin Luther King gathered all of the people of color and sus aliados, their supporters, to pass the Civil Rights Act.
So we're calling all the crows, they're coming up slow, it's gonna be a showdown. Say the rebel to the revolutionary, come with me, and if you feel like you are witnessing a movement, then get a girl and let them know you're free. Say the rebel to the rebel, if you come
cross, they're coming up slow. It's gonna be a showdown. Say the rebel to the revolutionary, come with me. And if you feel like you are witnessing a movement, then get a girl and let them know you're free. It's just a murder code. Coming up slow, it's gonna be a showdown.
Sometimes our dreams fall to the ground like small pieces of stars that little by little they start to diminish and our heart cries in silence. When our tears fall down, they fill up all our body and heart with so much hurt it becomes ice, so as not to suffer anymore, so as not to cry. But if you turn to the heavens, you will realize that millions of stars are still left and each one is a dream to fulfill. The strain in your inner self will melt the ice from your heart. Simply never stop believing, because love and dreams are the only door to eternity. My inner strain has melted the ice many times, and I still believe that my dreams can come true.